The dock was quiet except for the soft lapping of lake water when I spotted my boat, my military lease boat, cutting across the water at full speed. And at the helm, Karen's son. My stomach dropped. I'm Lieutenant Sarah Miller, stationed at Fort Lakin. And that boat wasn't just mine. It was assigned for military training operations. But Karen, our HOA president with that ever-present smug smile, had decided to hand it over to her spoiled son, Ethan, like it was some kind of birthday gift. She stood on the shoreline, arms crossed, chin lifted high, acting like she owned the entire lake. It's just sitting there and used, she had scoffed when I confronted her earlier. My son deserves to enjoy it. Her nerve burned hotter than the midday sun. That boat wasn't hers to give. It was government property. I'd always known Karen was a problem. She ruled the gated community like a monarch. Her word final, her complaints sharp as knives. She'd fine people for slightly overgrown lawns, while her own yard was cluttered with gaudy plastic flamingos. But this was a whole new level. Stealing military property crossed a line even she had never crossed before. That morning, I tried to reason with her. I explained calmly that the boat was used for classified training exercises for new recruits. She just laughed and waved me off. You're too serious, Sarah. It's just a boat. That dismissal lit something in me. This wasn't just about the boat anymore. It was about respect, boundaries, accountability. So I dug deeper. I contacted my commanding officer, Major Reynolds, who confirmed everything. The lease was official. The boat belonged to Fort Lakin, not to me personally. Taking it without authorization wasn't a misunderstanding. It was theft. But then came the twist. Karen hadn't done this alone. Her neighbor, Mr. Thompson, a quiet retiree who always seemed harmless, had helped her. He'd overheard my earlier conversation and, eager to stay in Karen's good graces, gave her the dock's access code. That betrayal hit harder than I expected. Thompson had been at every neighborhood barbecue, always smiling, always friendly. And now, his cowardice had fed Karen's entitlement. I felt a flash of disappointment, but it only strengthened my resolve. The confrontation came at dusk. The lake glowed orange under the fading sun, as I stood on the dock with 2 military police officers beside me. Karen walked up confidently, Ethan trailing behind her, still soaked from his little joyride. "What is this supposed to be?" she demanded, her voice dripping with irritation. I pointed toward the boat, my tone calm but firm. "That is military property, Karen. You took it without authorization." Her eyes widened for just a second, but then she doubled down. "This is ridiculous. It's a misunderstanding. Ethan needed it more than your little war games." The MP stepped forward, their badges catching the last light of the sun. "Ma'am, you are under arrest for theft of government property," one of them said as the handcuffs clicked into place. Ethan froze instantly, his confidence evaporating. Karen's expression twisted, from shock to pure rage. "You can't do this." "I'm the HOA president," she screamed, as if that title held any power here. The scene exploded into chaos. Karen struggled as the MPs restrained her, her voice echoing across the water. Ethan, pale and shaken, tried to run, but tripped over the uneven planks of the dock. Across the way, Mr. Thompson stood frozen on his porch before quietly slipping back inside, guilt written all over his face. Neighbors began gathering, phones raised, recording everything. The downfall of their self-appointed queen. With every step toward the patrol car, Karen's authority crumbled. She had believed her position made her untouchable, but the law didn't care about HOA titles. The boat, now secured, rocked gently in the water, a silent witness to everything. I didn't feel joy, just a heavy sense of justice. Karen's reign was over, and nothing in this community would ever feel quite the same again. As the patrol car's lights disappeared into the distance, I remained on the dock, letting the weight of the day settle in. This wasn't just about a boat. It was about accountability. Karen had underestimated me. She underestimated the military. And most of all, she underestimated the consequences of her own entitlement. Ethan, now without his mother's protection, would have to face reality for the first time. And Thompson, his betrayal was a reminder that trust can break easily, but justice doesn't bend. The lake eventually grew still again, calm on the surface. But the ripples from what happened today would last a long time, maybe long enough for everyone watching to think twice before crossing lines, or standing silently beside someone who does. So what do you think? Was Karen's punishment fair? Or do intentions matter more than actions? Because justice isn't always simple, but it's always necessary.